Hi, my name is Tim Mobley, and welcome to How to Checkmate with the King and the Rook versus King. For my book, How to Checkmate with the King, Bishop, and Knight randomly, and so much more, available in stores everywhere. So today, when we're checkmating with the King and Rook, it starts off the same as checkmating with the King and two Rooks and checkmating with the King and Queen. The first thing we want to do is cut off as many squares as possible with the Rook. So in this case, you want to cut off right here, because that's right in front of the King. Now, same as before, if the King happened to be here, cutting off as many squares as possible would be putting the Rook right there. See that? Right in front of it. Creating a permanent fence, a permanent wall in front of the Black King, wherever the King may be. So if the King were here, the wall would be right here. You got it. Okay. But the King is right here, so where do we put the Rook? That's right, we put it on H4. So that's right here in front. Now, this King's best move is to try and come at the Rook. And when that happens, it's best to leave the Rook where it's at until the King gets right next to it. And then I'll show you what you do there. But in the meantime, let's bring our King up. So now, when this King gets close to the Rook, that's when the Rook's in danger. And that's also when we bridge that Rook to the other side of that permanent fence. Just like that. Now this King is probably going to want to stay in the center and track it. If this King decides to go back, that makes it so much easier because the Rook can just go forward. But chances are your opponent is going to make things as difficult for you as possible. So they'll move that right there, coming towards the Rook. Now here's the really tricky part. Where do you put your King? You want to put your King a knight's move away from your opponent's King, but you want to make sure that it's on the other side of this permanent fence. You never want your King to cross that permanent fence, because when it does, it allows the King to escape. I'll show you what I mean. So say this King goes here, and say this King goes a nice move away, but it's crossing the permanent fence. Now that allows this King to then break through. So we don't want to do that. So instead we want to be a knight's move away on the other side of the fence. So this King comes here, this King goes a knight's move away, and then finally, if this King wants to stay on this row, it has to come here directly opposite the other King. And when that happens, the white King creates a temporary fence blocking here, here, and here. Now that frees up the Rook to create a new permanent fence and check. So now that forces this King to go back, and of course the King wants to go back towards this other Rook. So it goes right there. And then again, where does the King go? That's right, a knight's move away on the other side. So it stays here, and it stays a knight's move away. Now again, you might be thinking, wow, this is taking a very long time, Coach Tim. But the truth is, there are other faster ways of checkmating. But I'm going to explain to you why I recommend this way. Now when this King gets close to this Rook, you want to bridge it to the other side of that fence. Now, this King, of course, is looking to go back this way. Now notice here, this King is 1, 2, and over, a knight's move away from my King, which is exactly where I want my King to be. So the question is, what do I do? Well, do I do this? Well, if I do that, they're just going to do that. And if I do that, they're just going to do that. So what I'm looking to do, and this is a fancy word for it, it's called the opposition. I need to gain the opposition. So in order to do that, I need what's called a waiting move. A waiting move with the Rook. So I just move the Rook 1 square. And that forces this King to move. So I stay a knight's move away on the other side of the fence. And then finally, if this King wants to stay on this row, it has to move directly opposite my King. And when that happens, it creates a temporary fence blocking here, here, here. That frees up my Rook to create a new permanent fence. And what is that? Yes. Check. So now, this King is forced to move back, and of course, it moves back towards the Rook. And of course, I don't want to come here, directly opposite. I want to be a nice move away on the other side of the fence. Just get used to that pattern. Now, getting back to what I mentioned before about why we do it this way, as opposed to other ways that are more popular, is because this is the simplest way. And it avoids checkmates. A lot of times, if you use, say, a method like the box method, a lot of students, it's fast, it's really fast, but a lot of times, a lot of students will end up stalemating their opponents rather than checkmating them. And you don't want to work so hard just to have stalemate. So this is a really good safeguard against that. So this is a nice move away. So what do we need? A waiting move. And again, stays a nice move away on the other side of that permanent fence. Notice the king never crosses the permanent fence, because if it does, then it allows this king to come here, because this king prevents this rook from attacking these squares. So I stay a nice move away on the other side of the fence. And then finally again, when this king moves directly opposite, what does it create? That's right, a temporary fetch. My king blocks here, here, and here, freeing up this rook to create a new permanent fence and check. Now we're at the home stretch. We're at the back rank. So basically we're using the same patterns to get their black king to the edge. Now this king is close to the rook, so we bridge it to the other side. Then, when this king comes here, it's already a nice move away, so what do we need? You guessed it, a waiting move. So then I stay a nice move away on the other side of the fence. And then finally, when that king moves directly opposite, we come here for not check, but checkmate. Very good. Now, the other thing about the box method, and the reason why I don't recommend it, even though it's very popular, is because it may be faster in terms of the number of moves that you make. But considering that most tournament games are played using a chess clock, what that means is if it takes you, say, 12 moves to checkmate me with the king and rook using the box method, but it takes 20 moves to checkmate me using this method, well, those 20 moves, let's say it takes 3 seconds to make each move, well, that comes out to about a minute. But if you use the box method and say it takes 5 seconds to make each move, that also comes out to about a minute. So you see, really, there is no difference. I've got to admit, the box method, it looks better to be faster and everything like that, but the time you spend thinking about each and every move is time that's used up on your chess clock. So just consider that. And once again, my book is out there, How to Checkmate with the King, Bishop, and Knight randomly, and so much more, in stores everywhere. Thank you.